Hey, what's up everybody, Thunderbob here, and tonight we're going to be checking out the Sacred 2 Remaster. The developer was kind enough to send me a key a few days before release, and we're going to check this out. I played just a little bit of it, just to get a feel for it. I played both Sacred 1 and 2, 15 years ago, when they released. I didn't beat either game, but I put a few hours into each, and I thought they were interesting, but mechanically, I didn't love them, and like the gameplay and stuff, it was a little clunky. And playing today, I kind of feel the same way. Like there's some very interesting ideas that I don't think were all fully realized. But the little I put into it, I've kind of enjoyed. It's a it's a 15-year-old kind of clunky old action RPG. I'm a huge action RPG fan. Diablo is one of my favorite games of all time. I've played just about every major release since that original Diablo game. So we're going to jump in and play just a few minutes just to kind of demo the game intro, creating a character, and what the first few minutes look like, so you can kind of compare the old and new graphics. And I did already come in here. It does support higher resolutions, and even Ultrawide looks to be supported out of the box. I've got pretty much everything enabled here. I turned off vignettes. It looks like it just like darkens the edge of the screen. I'm not sure the purpose behind that. But everything else I've got looks like maxed out. But I'm going to create a new character so you can watch the intro and look through the character creation. Look, new character here. And this game does have some really cool looking characters. Dryad, Sephirim, Shadow Warrior, Inquisitor, High Elf, Temple Guardian, and Dragon Maid. Look at this Temple Guardian guy. He looks so badass. He's got like a Mega Man Buster arm. I think the Sephirim was the one that were like on the cover. And each of these characters start with different stats and start in different areas of the world. We'll get into that when we actually start the game. I'm going to do the Temple Guardian because I kind of know what the starting area looks like. You then pick a god, which basically dictates your starting, like, god ability. I like this one, gives me a heal. And then there's a campaign, light or shadow. We're going to go with the light, and I'm going to pick this Kibeli god, which gives me a healing ability. And then you can customize what your imp looks like. And it looks like there's difficulty level. I gotta say, I started out on silver, and it was like really hard. Like I played a lot of action RPGs, but this is like a complex. I was getting like killed by level 2 turtles right off the bat, so I might just bump it down to bronze while we're showing off this. This is it's a pretty mechanically complex and just gameplay-wise kind of difficult game from the little bit I put into it this evening. So I'm going to start on bronze here, and we'll click start, and that'll take us into the intro.
The lands of Ancaria have flowed with T energy since time immemorial. This mysterious power is the root of all life, the source of all magic, the origin of all thought. Eons passed, and the Seraphim continued to watch over the fate of the world. In their wisdom, the Seraphim chose to share their knowledge, bestowing magical secrets of the energy upon the favored High Elves. But power breeds fear, anger, and jealousy. The perilous energy became the center of all disputes. Finally, a terrible war raged through Ancaria, erasing all order in its wake. An even more advanced High Elven civilization arose from the ashes of the dead, deriving their power from abusing T energy. The beautiful cities and the people are threatened by the T energy that has escaped its confines.
He's saying T energy a whole lot.
Mutated creatures now rampage through the lands, destroying everything in their path.
Feeling the music. This is pretty good. This was a 2008 originally released. It's kind of a weird time. I feel like, you had like Diablo 2, and Titan Quest, but there wasn't a lot of big action RPGs that I can remember in that era that like really spoke to me. But now there's so many, I feel like you get a new action RPG like every month. This intro's going hard.
Ancaria needs fortitude and a strength of will to determine its future. Will you strive to prevent the world from plunging into chaos? Or will you hurl Ancaria into the fiery abyss?
Probably that second one. Oh, now it's very loud. I'm gonna have to turn up the volume on that intro because it was very quiet, my headset.
How long have we been digging in this area? And what exactly have we found so far? A few clay fragments and an arrow tip made of bronze. I've had enough of scrambling about in dirt and dust.
Best voice acting of all time.
Activation successful. You were deactivated and hidden. Your purpose is to intervene and influence the destiny of the world when the time is right. Go now and fulfill your mission.
Okay.
John.
What did we trigger here? Look at that! That's impossible!
Can it speak?
No idea. Come on, let's run! The next settlement isn't far, and we will be able to sell the stuff we looted so far.
Right, so I am this badass looking, he looks like an Egyptian, like, what is that, Anubis? Apophis? One of the Egyptian gods. And you can hold, press Alt to have all your gear pop up. I gotta say, movement feels very clunky. Like, you get caught on things, like it's mouse and keyboard, and left click hold to move, or you can click and he'll run there. But like, things like moving up and down stairs, just like look at him bounce around, it just feels pretty clunky. There's weird things like, all these characters say I can talk to them, but I can't. Like, there's no interacting with them, so that's a little weird. I do like the background, the depth of field kind of going on there. It feels a bit like in Diablo 2, like when you're on the mountains in Act 5 and you can see the village down below. I think the game doesn't look too terrible. Like this, you know, I think the textures have been improved, resolution's higher than the original game had available. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, if this came out today, I would say it's not like a modern looking game, it's more of a throwback game. But it's got a cool look to it. One thing you'll notice is I am whiffing a lot. So right off the bat, you can come into your character screen here and you can see my chance to hit these enemies is 68%, and there's a 50% chance they hit me. Get all your stats here. There are skills. There's also combat arts, which I think I start with Primal Mutation, and then I also have that godly ability. You got potions. It's a very mechanically complex game. Like, I barely have touched the surface of this. You get stat points and skill points when you level up, so I'll probably get one of those here pretty soon. And like I said, I played both of these, Sacred 1 and 2, when they came out. Sacred 2 was like 08 it came out. And I remember I was like hungry for any action RPGs. Like Diablo, the series, is my favorite game of all time. Diablo 1 was one of my first PC games I ever played. Diablo 2, I spent just hundreds and thousands of hours during high school playing that game. And I remember basically just like looking for every action RPG that came out, like Titan Quest and Nox and Dungeon Siege and all these games. I spent just hours and hours in, and I remember getting Sacred and being very excited for it, and then like maybe playing for like 5 hours and falling off of it. It's a very, the word I would use is maybe like janky. Like things just don't feel super smooth, and even in the remaster, I feel like they haven't really substantially changed things. Like the movement just doesn't feel amazing. And then it's just like mechanically a very complex game. I can shoot my Buster Arm. If you hold control, he'll like stand in place. One thing I realized is you don't want to, when you're attacking, you don't want to just like repeatedly click, you hold. If you repeatedly click, it will be very inconsistent. Okay, I know where the turtle eggs are at. Yeah, it shows me on the little mini map here. I think that's the quest location. But if you keep repeatedly, maybe I'll do it on an enemy if I can find one down here. He will just like keep trying to move around. Like if you see, I'm like. But if you hold the button, it's much more consistent. Hey, that's the quest objective. That was luck. That was easy. It's kind of weird that no one is concerned about this like Egyptian god with a laser arm. They're just like, yo, could you get my turtle eggs?
Assignment completed.
So I'm kind of complaining about it's a little janky, a little rough, but there are some really cool things that the Sacred series did, and maybe my favorite thing is like the game world. It's a huge open world. Like, look how big this map is. I can't even zoom out far enough to show you the whole thing. And like, I've just crossed like this space here. So like, it is a big game world. Yeah, I've heard people that spend hundreds of hours playing the Sacred series, and it definitely seems like a game that you could spend just tons and tons of time with. Sacred 1 and 2, I think, are usually the ones people, when they're talking about Sacred, that they say are pretty good. There was like a weird beat-em-up spin-off, and then there was a Sacred 3. The developer made Sacred 2 went out of business after 2 released, like it didn't sell well enough or something. Deep Silver bought the rights, and then they made Sacred 3, which I want to say most Sacred fans don't like very much. It's a very different kind of game, I guess. But like overall, you know, it's a kind of old school action RPG with a huge open world, a very complex character system. Like I don't have enough knowledge here to give you any kind of guidance. I would look online if you want like builds or anything, and I may put some more time into this. I've got this maybe 3 days before release. The thing is, I'm leaving for a 10-year anniversary to my wife tomorrow, going on a couple-day trip, and by the time I get back, this game will be out. So I'm only getting to play this for a little bit. I do want to try this on the Steam Deck, see if it's playable with a controller, and maybe report back, but I'm not going to be able to spend much time on this in the next week or so. I leveled up there. But there are some interesting things here, like you got the big open world, and what this actually reminds me of is Diablo 4. Because the Sacred series is known for like this big open world, and it's known for actually mounts and mounted combat, and like all those things. The big open world, you can explore mounts, and kind of a lot of freedom in the order you do things. That all, it feels like maybe Diablo 4 took some inspiration for this. Maybe it's just coincidental, but having be reintroduced to the Sacred series after all these years, it is kind of interesting how much Diablo 4 feels like a Sacred 4. Obviously a lot more polished, a lot more advanced, but it feels like there's some DNA there. And of course Sacred obviously was inspired by Diablo 2. think that's pretty clear. But it's definitely doing a lot of its own things. So if you can get past, you know, it's an older game, it's a little rough, a little janky at times, I think you could probably have some fun in this game. Can I... Oh, there's like islands down here. Oh, I hit something. What did I hit? Order attack individually. I don't know what's there. And there's some weirdness, like, because this is a 3D game with 3D characters and backgrounds, like, sometimes you'll have, like, objects that block the camera, and honestly, the camera's not great about dealing with that. So there's a lot of things, even with the remaster, I feel like, still a little rough around the edges. But if you're looking for an action RPG that you can put just tons and tons of hours into, I could definitely recommend this. Let's look at, I leveled up. So I got 1 attribute point, 1 skill point. My hit rating is so low, and I think it's dexterity that impacts that. So let's see. So I've got a 65% chance. Well, I increase my attack. Maybe it only increased damage. Increases attack value slightly and defense value significantly. Increases damage dealt by close combat and ranged weapons. I thought that increased my attack, but maybe it doesn't. I also noticed, so I can pick one of 3 combat arts here. These two are identical. They have a different name, but what they do and the numbers they give are exactly the same. And was this always like this, or is this a bug? I don't know. Let's go with that one. I can put a point in there, so that's giving me some damage, some crit, and execution speed, whatever that means. And I got combos. I don't really understand that yet. Yeah. So there's a lot going on here. This is a complex game. Like, I feel like I need to spend like 100 hours in this game to really be able to give much guidance. But man, it doesn't look too bad. Like the water and stuff. I kind of need to go back and look what that original game looked like. But I gotta say, it's not too bad looking. You can zoom in. Oh, you can even like bring the camera behind him so you can see the world a little bit. Not a lot of action RPGs do that. Most of them have that like fixed isometric kind of camera going on. But here you can actually like zoom in, and it could even like play like this. I don't know, you'd want to, but no one close to die. And I can hold control and then use this little buster attack thing here. When you're out of combat, your healing will kick in. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just wandering. Use the potion there. This is some hot pirate ladies, huh? Okay, why can I not attack? Still 63%. It's not... I feel like there's a reason most action RPGs don't have a lot of abilities that have low chance to hits anymore. Like, it just doesn't feel good to just, like, swing over and over again and not have it connect. Like, Diablo 2 did that, and I think that's the last Diablo game that really substantially used, like, an attack power system. For better or worse, I think the genre went away from that, and I think it works in Diablo 2, and there's ways to mitigate it, but it just doesn't feel good when you have, like, a 52% chance to hit. Does anyone enjoy that? I don't think they do. So, yeah, I'm not going to spend too much longer here. I kind of just wanted to give a bit of an introduction to the game, show off what it looks like, just the little bits of knowledge I remember from this game. Again, I played this 15 years ago, and I probably spent like 5 hours with it. So there are people that are much more knowledgeable than me, but I got a key early, so I thought I'd share just a little by experience with the series and with the game. I think I'm at a dead end here. Oh, nope, I can keep going. I wonder if I can, like, loop back around to the mainland going this way. And it feels like I should walk through there, but okay. That's where like a little bit of time that's a little janky.
I cannot show any mercy.
It's kind of funny if you like kill this person. Why am I one-shotting these people suddenly? I got a better... Actually, the level 1 is dealing more damage. That's weird. But if I find like a two-hander, I can't put it on because of his buster arm. Like, I found a bow on this other character, and he couldn't equip it because obviously he doesn't have two hands to use a bow. It's kind of funny. You get these runes. I'm not completely sure. Like, if I right-click on it, it just, like, uses it. Yeah. Very complicated system. I have an 86% chance to hit those guys. Nice. I gotta say, the silver starting difficulty, way harder. I died like 3 times in like the first 10 minutes, just trying to figure out like the attacks and how they work and everything. So this this difficulty, the bronze difficulty, is going way smoother. And it's funny because it says if you are new to the genre, you should pick bronze. And it's like, I have played almost every action RPG in existence, and I found silver to be particularly difficult. So I don't have a teleport, do I? I don't think I do. I gotta run back. The animation is fairly crude. He's cool. He's like a robot, right? Like, look at him. He's like an ancient Egyptian robot with Mega Man arm. That's pretty cool. Turtle. I love Turtle. Alright, well, I think I'll end it there. I just wanted to do a quick, you know, this is the beginning of the game. If you get any tips, as I'm very much a newbie to... watch this, I can't put the shield on.
Temple Guardians have no use for this equipment.
Obviously not, because you got one hand. If you get any tips for me, so like, if there's some good starting tips, a new player who wants to start this, like, is there a class that's recommended, or are there certain skills you should go for? Is there like a specific town or village I should be rushing towards? Any like beginner first couple hours of the game tips you got, drop me a comment below. I'd be curious what your thoughts are. And if you think I should play this, if this was like your game growing up, your action RPG, if this was your Diablo. For me, Diablo was that game I spent hundreds and thousands of hours on. If Sacred 1 or 2 was that game for you, and you want to tell me why I should invest a couple hundred hours into this, drop me a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game and the series. But I think I'm going to test this out on the Steam Deck, and if I do put some more time in this, enough to really give a good thorough review on it, I'll do another video maybe a couple weeks or a month down the road. Right now I am playing through Outer Worlds 2. I actually just beat Borderlands 4, and I'll have a review up to that in a couple days. And I'm just finishing the first world in Outer Worlds 2. Really enjoying it, so that's kind of my focus. I'll be playing that for the next couple weeks to a month probably. And then maybe this will be the game after that. But I'm going to end it there. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, please like, subscribe, drop me a comment with any thoughts. And just have a great night, everybody.